Hello students, in this video we are going to start with heat and thermodynamics. So in this we are going to see the various topics. So what do you mean by that heat and temperature? What is the exact difference between that heat and temperature? Then to measure that temperature, what we are using, that is nothing but thermometer. Then we will see thermal expansion. There are various kinds of thermal expansion that we will go through. Then we will see what is that specific heat, latent heat, then what are the different of modes of transfer of heat, how we are going to transfer the heat, then Newton's law of cooling, then Stephen Boltzmann's law, then Van displacement's law. Then again in thermodynamics part we will see the law of thermodynamics, that is the zeroth law, first law, second law, then specific heat of a gas. Then related to that there is a Maier's formula, then adiabatic process, heat engine, Carnot engine. All these things we are going to cover in this heat and thermodynamics. So what is this? First of all, that what do you mean by that heat? So heat, obviously we can say that which will give us the sensation of your hotness or coldness. Yeah, so we know that we are on the earth surface, that we are getting the heat from the sun. Yeah, obviously the radiations from the sun, they are reaching onto the earth and we will just receive the heat from that. So now at the same time, so let's say for example if you just take an ice cube in your hand, so there is a transfer of your heat from your body towards that your ice. So since that ice is at a lower temperature and your body is at a higher temperature, so you can say that there is a transfer of heat that will occur from higher temperature towards the lower temperature. So that is what we can see. Or if you just stand in front of fire, so you can see that you will just feel hot after some time. So definitely the heat is transferred from that fire towards your body. Your body is going to absorb heat and because of which you will feel warm. Yeah, so that is what we can say that. So this is a heat, it is a form of energy. So that heat, obviously it is a form of energy which will give us the sensation of your hotness or coldness. So that is what we can say about the heat. So if we talk about now the unit of your heat, so there are two types of unit. So obviously one is nothing but your Celsius unit. In that we will define it is nothing but the calorie, and again that is the SI unit. Obviously that is nothing but the joule. Again 1 calorie is equals to again the relation between that, which is your exactly, or we can say that, so that is a 4.182 joule. So this is approximately we can say that 1 calorie is equals to 4.18 joule. So while doing the workout we are saying that we have burned so much of calorie today. Yeah, so obviously you're doing some work, you're just doing some mechanical work, and then definitely one form of energy converted into another form, that converted into heat, and just you say that you burn a lot of calories, let's say 100 calories. So this is how we will define that your heat, for example over here. So now what is this temperature? So the temperature which will measure, that is obviously the hotness or coldness of the body. Yeah, so which will determine the hotness or coldness of the body, how hot or how cold the body is. So that we will define with the help of this temperature over here. So how just we are going to measure the temperature? So we have to use some reference system to measure that temperature first of all. Yeah, so again we say that, so the heat always going to flow from higher temperature towards the lower temperature. Take a cup of tea and keep it in the room temperature. So obviously we can say that the heat is going to flow from that your cup of tea which is at higher temperature towards the surrounding. Yeah, so now definitely to define the temperature, which is the degree of hotness or coldness of the body, we have to just define so the certain things. So let's say we have to define the two parameters or two reference point. Yeah, so just we will define two reference point over here for that, for the measurement of your temperature. Let's say in case of degree Celsius we will say that it is a 0 degree Celsius and 100 degree Celsius. So we will see in that detail also. So now then what is the difference between this heat and temperature? So just heat is a form of energy and temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Yeah, so heat is a form of energy which will gives us the sensation of hotness or coldness, and temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness, how hot or how cold that body is. That we can determine with the help of temperature. Again, heat is the cause, and we can say that the temperature is an effect. Yeah, so definitely that heat is the cause because of which the temperature is going to change. That is the effect that you can see over there. Again, we can say in terms of units, it is measured in calorie or joule. Temperature is measured in degree, that is our Kelvin or Fahrenheit also. So this is how the temperature and heat we will just distinguish over here. Now for this case we will study what is that thermometry. So this is a branch of physics where we have to measure the temperature. So this is nothing but we are going to call it as a thermometry. Yeah, so we have to measure the temperature. So for that basically we define for, let's say, degree Celsius, or even if it is a Fahrenheit or it is a Kelvin. So we will define 2 points, two reference point. One is nothing but the lower reference point, one is the higher reference point. The lower reference point where the ice gets melt, yeah, so that is a melting point, and another is a boiling point. So one is nothing but, let's say in terms of degree Celsius, one is 0 degree Celsius and another is 100 degree Celsius. And your temperature which you are going to measure, it is generally in between that which is occur over here. So this principle of thermometer, where I want to calculate the temperature, so it makes use of some measurable properties of a substance which changes linearly with temperature. So that is how we are going to use that principle of thermometer. Yeah, so you might have seen the thermometer. Yeah, so nowadays it is having a digital thermometer, keeping it in your arm, yeah, or under the tongue. Yeah, so in that case the heat is going to transfer from your body to that thermometer. Yeah, and obviously it will then show the particular reading over there. So there is a transfer of heat if your body is at higher temperature. Yeah, so definitely you are having, that is nothing but temperature which is 100 degrees Celsius. Yeah, or let's say for example, so which we just generally measured in terms of Fahrenheit. Yeah, so according to that, so let's say that 99 or 100 Fahrenheit, the body temperature we know that it is a 36 or 37. Yeah, so that obviously according to that we can just see that temperature of your body. Yeah, so again this is how we are going to calculate, or we are going to use that thermometer. So there are different types of thermometer. So one is nothing but your mercury thermometer, then constant volume gas thermometer, then constant pressure gas thermometer, platinum resistance thermometer. All we are going to see these thermometers one by one. Let's see the first one. Now what is this mercury thermometer, where we had just discussed that we are going to use some measurable property of the substance which is going to change according to the temperature. So how it works for that of your this different thermometer, that we will see. So this is how I have just shown that your thermometric scale also. But before that, in case of this mercury thermometer, so let's say we are just putting the mercury in that your glass tube, and which will get expand and it will show the corresponding reading. Yeah, you can say over here. So this one, the mercury which kept over here, so which will just expand according to the given temperature. So that is what we called it as a mercury thermometer. So the volume is going to change, it is going to expand. So that is mercury thermometer. Again, in constant volume gas thermometer, obviously the pressure is going to change according to temperature. Constant pressure gas thermometer, so where the volume is going to change according to the temperature. Again, the platinum resistance thermometer, where I can say that definitely the resistance is going to change according to your temperature. So all these are nothing but the types of thermometer that we can use.